evening, everyone, and welcome to NYC Live. Our show tonight is Nothing But the Tea. We come to you every Tuesday live right here from CTV Studios in Staten Island. Very special guest tonight. We have world-renowned Italian singer Biagio Benevenga. So make sure you get comfortable, get everything in order, and watch the show because we're going to have a great interview with Biagio, and he's going to sing some songs for us.
Good evening. Welcome to NYC Live, Nothing But the Tea, with our lovely host, Diane Morton-Gattullo, along with Benny and Rhett and myself, Tito Tee. Welcome, everybody. Diane, how you doing?
How you doing, Brother Tito?
I'm doing great. I'm always happy to be here. I just love being in CTV. CTV, thank you for reminding me.
That's okay. That's all right. Well, you're in New York City all the time, so
that is true.
That just comes out of your mouth, you know.
It's just great being here. How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. Every weekend is great. I never say every weekend.
You ever had a bad weekend?
Never. Really? Never. We make everything work. Whatever chaos or whatever could happen, not that it really ever does, but that's always behind the scenes. So honestly, at 9 o'clock, it's lights, cameras, action, show goes on, and nobody is ever the wiser if there was anything stressful prior to that. So my weekend is always great. Where else do I get to be? I'm really 58, everybody knows this. I never make any bones about it. 25 every Saturday night with friends of mine for 40 plus years.
That's awesome.
Come on.
That's great.
Who's having more fun than me? Seriously, life is great. And I am so thrilled that once again I am blessed to sit here with you, Tito Tee, DJ extraordinaire, and the voice, MC Benny D. What a voice he has.
The voice.
Yes, and he's really wearing some spanking shirt from his little league over here, you know. And
spanking.
Yeah, spanking is a compliment.
I like that. Spanking.
And then we have my other brother, who is also your brother, which is DJ Rhett Jahn. And I got to see Rhett again this week over at your Twilight show, and I had a great time. And listen, I don't know. I have no complaints.
It's all good, right?
Yes.
What
about you? How's life?
Life is good, thank God.
Oh, I have something to say.
Okay.
I forgot completely. This weekend was a lot more special because Stephen and I went to go, and our other daughter Madison, Maribel, went to go see Madison graduate college on Sunday.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
That's
from
great.
The musical theater program up at SUNY New Paltz. And the rain held out, and it wasn't baking in the sun, everything.
It was hot.
It was hot, but it was overcast, so we weren't just melting in the seats. It was a great experience.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to Madison. 4 years flew by.
That's a proud moment, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I could actually expand on that proud moment. I was lucky enough, me, Donna, and my son, Nicky. We went to go see my nephew, Nicholas, graduate law school at Georgetown.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So we drove down to Washington Sunday morning, had a nice little drive, drove home Sunday night. It was a real nice time. We had a dinner and nice celebration, and very proud, very honored and proud. That's a real great achievement.
Well, this is what it's all about.
It is. It really is.
You know, I mean, we're the children of the 80s, and whoever thought, A, we would be this age, B, we would be parents.
80s.
What?
70s.
70?
I know, I look good for my age.
Listen,
Can we get back to spanking?
I'm a child of the 70s too, but 80s, we were like adults and flourished.
I was already married then.
When did you get married?
81.
81?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Wow, 81?
Wow.
Yep.
I graduated high school in 81.
Oh, yeah, thanks, Benny. Thank you.
No, I didn't know you got married.
Yes,
I was playing with
Wow.
Matchbox.
He was playing with Matchbox, yeah.
Well,
I guess I'm the oldest one here, so.
I'm not going to argue.
Listen, I don't care. I woke up today and my husband still chases my ass. I really have nothing to complain about. So, I don't really care about anybody knowing my age.
I think this is a family show.
It is a family show,
Well,
but it's a family thing.
Listen to me, it's a beautiful thing, because I say it all the time. My wife, after 32 years, she still considers me sexy. Every time I walk by, she says, "Look at that ass." So it's a wonderful thing.
I don't celebrate the years. So when people ask me how long I've been married, I kind of stutter and I have to start thinking, because the deal was, when we get married, it's not going to be as I'm not caring about the day. and that date, it's about a weekend.
That's right.
Because I'm not a Tuesday night kind of anniversary type of girl, and I'm not going to go sit there. Not that I'm high maintenance, that's not what I mean. But we had a certain plan that when we would get married, that we would celebrate every Columbus Day weekend with groups of friends, and we did for over 15 years. So it was all planned out, and the best part of it is how it happened. We planned the wedding, and a friend of ours who recently passed away in the last year, Sal Richards, a comedian, and I loved Sal. I think Sal Richards. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, he passed away. So I thought Sal was absolutely a tear. He was hysterical.
He was.
And we were at the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. We were all part of something called the New York Alumni Association. So they were doing a Walk of Fame, and New Yorkers who had relocated or whatever, who reached a certain status, were honored with a plaque at the Botanical Gardens. So Sal gets his plaque, and he turns around to Steve and he says, "Oh, I'm going to be in Atlantic City on Columbus Day weekend." Steve says, "Oh, great, perfect." So he calls the slot host, gets the room for the whole weekend, the whole 9 yards, comes over to me, and I'm sitting with Sal's wife, Roseanne. And he said, "Guess where we're going Columbus Day weekend?" And I said, "Where?" Because now I know where I'm going. He turns around and goes, "We're going to go to Atlantic City and go see Sal." I said, "Well, you could have a good time with Sal." Now Roseanne is crying laughing. I said, "Because I'm going to be downtown Brooklyn on Cranberry Street in a Basilica getting married to someone. If it's not you, I'm going to call the B list, the C list, the D list. I got a list. You figure out what you need to be."
I almost made it.
You almost got it.
almost got it.
And he
Right
was
there.
like, "I can't believe I forgot we were getting married." So that's the joke of, we don't count the
He's
years.
serious.
Steve is still my boyfriend. And
Oh, that's great.
I treat him, even though we're married, I treat him like he's my boyfriend.
That's awesome.
And we don't celebrate any of that stuff. We just have a good time on Columbus Day weekend.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Steve actually really did know that you were getting married. He was just testing you.
No, he honestly, his jaw dropped. He was like,
Good save.
fumbling. He called the slot host up again. He's like, "Oh, you got to cancel the room." And the guy said, "Well, I know you were getting married, but I thought something happened, so I didn't want to say anything." Because the slot host was invited to our wedding, too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the guy who takes care of us had to come.
That's great. That's good stuff.
Any graduations on
Rhett?
your end?
No. No, not at all. My end is quite quiet these days.
Thank God.
Thank God it's all behind you.
No, it's all behind me now.
Yeah, it sure is.
But it was great seeing you guys again. It's nice to see us whenever we get together. And it's nice to see you, Benny, and hear that magical voice that you have, that pronunciation king.
Well,
it's wonderful.
your pronunciation is so spot on that when we bring up our guest, you have to be the one to say it.
Absolutely.
Because you say it so
Yeah.
beautifully.
Well,
I would love to.
This is not even a joke. I said to Benny that his voice is so sexy.
Oh,
No, I'm not even kidding. It's like he's like, you remember Barry White with that voice
course,
when he
of
sang. And I
course,
even actually said, "No, Benny, next time I'm making love to my wife, I want you in the room in the dark, just making like commentary or sounds or saying, 'How's that, baby?'" Because his voice is just so attractive. It's just,
It's really funny. When I was young, and if somebody, my girlfriends and I had this thing, if a guy asked us out and he took us out on a date, and if he didn't open up the car door, we weren't getting in. And if he did open up the car door and we did get in, and he was playing Barry White, we would get out because we knew what he wanted. And it was like, as soon as Barry White was on the, 8-track deck, back in the day, we were like, "Oh, no. What kind of girls do you think we are?
Right.
No. Out, and out."
But now, speaking of music,
Wait, 1 second.
I think he had something else to say. You don't want me in the room, too, do you, please?
he did.
No,
You know
no,
what he
thanks.
did?
No,
He did
no,
not
no.
disagree to the arrangement.
But I would
he
like to
did-
ask Benny one thing, because he does have a great voice.
Yes.
And he articulates very well. Do you sing?
No.
Now think about that. A great. I'm surprised.
I never, just like regular stuff, singing along with the music and whatnot.
Cardi
but-
B and all that stuff you do?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Sure. In the shower with Cardi B. Absolutely.
No, I can picture that.
Yeah, no, you can't.
No, in the shower, yeah.
Well, first of all, Benny doesn't drink.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
So it's not like he'll have a couple of drinks and say, let's,
Yeah, let's sing a little bit.
let's try this.
Although I must say, you know what? It's funny you say that. I'm wearing my Little League shirt. On the board of directors at Staten Island Little League. There was an incident, not an incident, but there was a funny story that I can share. We usually host the All-Star tournaments around mid-June and July like that. So we have a woman that sings the national anthem all the time. Turns out she was detained one day. She couldn't make the start of the game. So I was announcing the game, starting lineups with all the teams and everything. So the umpire says, somebody has to sing the national anthem. I says, well, she's not here. We got to have an anthem. So I was thrust into the position of singing the national anthem at an all-star game. And it is the first. It was the first. And unfortunately, it is the last time that I will ever do
I'm
that.
sure
Well, you know what? I
great.
believe everything you say, Benny.
Thanks.
But the audience is a little bit questioning. Could you belt out a few bars right now?
No, unfortunately, I won't be able to do that. I'm going to belt out our guest, though. How's that?
I think that's
Let's
perfect.
do that.
Folks, tonight we have a very special guest in the studio with us. His name is Blaise Biagio Benevenga, world-renowned Italian singer. Welcome to the show. Biagio, come on up and join us.
Biagio, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
So we're gonna do this. So I don't know if I can go underneath your pants. You
Right
sure?
over here.
The pants, I'm not sure where the mic is going, but
Where's it
okay.
There you go.
I don't know if that works, but
But he's on shows all the time. He's accustomed to
Yeah, usually it's the microphone, but this is good.
I saw you last night on the Mike Douglas show.
Did you?
A great interview.
Really? That was
Absolutely.
good, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I mean,
Fantastic.
you're a great guest. Absolutely.
That's great.
Thank you for coming up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Biagio.
Thanks for having
It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
So why don't you share with our viewership and our Facebook family and our CTV family a little bit about you and your genre of what you sing and
Okay. Absolutely. I've been in a band. I started in a band from like 1980s. We were doing weddings, clubs, and all that kind of stuff. So I played, basically the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. Time went on, DJs took over.
That's right.
So the band kind of went
Sorry.
down.
what was the name of the band?
It was called The Vibrations. We're from New Jersey. We did a lot of, basically what you see, high-end weddings. Let's put it that. We used to bring. We used to think we were Michael Jackson. We used to bring so many lights out with us and speakers. We went, mostly Italian American circuit. So we were doing that for years. Then I turned around. We were just doing like 2-piece, 3-piece. Then I decided around 4 or 5 years ago, from all the music I played through all the years, I said, you know what? There's a lot of good Italian music that the younger generation, my kids, grew up on, like I did. But I said, I'm going to start taking these songs and remixing them and bring them back to life. And I started doing that, and thank God I've been, very successful. I've had a lot of opportunities to do a lot of different venues, and that's what I've been doing since.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah, my whole thing is keeping our Italian heritage alive. That's all I talk about.
Nothing wrong with that.
Are you from New Jersey?
I'm from New Jersey. I was actually born in Italy.
Really?
Yeah, but I came in when I was 2.
Where from?
Salerno, Naples,
Beautiful.
Napoli. But, I grew up, my parents grew up, all this Italian music around us. So
And you're not from Brooklyn?
No, I'm from New Jersey. It's funny.
You don't no accent. You're like, oh, wait, he's not doing that.
Even though some people say, where are you from? Because I have that New Jersey accent.
You do have a
I don't
Jersey
know.
You
accent.
sound like Patterson.
Do I? Well, Patterson's 2 doors away. So we're real close.
I couldn't tell the difference with New Jersey accents. I don't really know.
No.
but-
I could just tell if you were a kindred spirit because I'm originally from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
So I, hone in on that voice. Like,
There you go.
So Rhett's from Brooklyn. He's got that Brooklyn accent. Actually, he doesn't even have
Well,
a
I hear a
Brooklyn.
New York accent. I could tell that.
You could-
But New Jersey, I really, because I guess I hear it all day long. When people say you have a New Jersey accent, I said, really? What does that sound like?
So you have, I know I've seen you on another show on Facebook, and the guys are absolutely hilarious. The Wise Guys
The
show.
Wise Guys show.
Wise guy.
Yes, and you
Part of-
go on their show quite often.
Yes, I'm part of that, but part of the show.
Oh, my
I'm part of the
goodness.
show as well. Yeah.
Oh, share a little bit about I know what the show is, but share it so that maybe some of our viewers
Did
want to
they
watch
make it
that.
like an offer you couldn't refuse
Yeah,
to be on the show?
basically.
Is that what it was?
So it's a good group of guys that actually started from, I think it was Joe Causi, I think it was Vinny Pastore, there was a bunch of them. This was the original Wise Guys.
Wow.
And they let it go, I guess, and they kind of took it over, this guy, Freddie Tenor.
Well, it actually started with Vinny Pastore, and the part of the show was John Cha-Cha from Mulberry Street.
Cha-Cha, you're right.
And Cha-Cha, John died. So the group of guys who were part of it, because I was very tight with John. I used to work in Little Italy as well.
Okay.
So when John passed away, the show lingered for a while, and then that's when your group of friends, put some new life into it and brought it back, which is such a wonderful thing, because John truly, truly loved that show. When John passed away, he is one of the few people who was given the distinction of being buried in the catacombs of the original St. Pat's, which is in Little Italy.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he was considered the mayor of Mulberry Street. So it was Joe Pesci, like those group of guys, because they all grew up together. And they all spent a tremendous amount of time together, so they had started that show together. And it was a great show. I mean, it's really so sad that John passed away. But I'm so happy that
you know
you're
the history
friends.
better than I do.
Well,
you do.
Yeah.
Because they asked me maybe the last couple of years I've been there.
But I'm so happy that they brought
they're
that show.
doing it, yeah.
Yes, I try to catch it as much as I can, and I mean it fits in the genre of what I also do outside of this show and outside of my other job. So I find it hilarious.
Yeah.
So where can the viewers catch the show?
They are on Wednesday nights every second Wednesday of the month, and they're on Facebook and I guess other media outlets, whatever they're on.
And they're called?
The Wise Guys Show. The Wise Guys Show.
Okay. All right. And so if they go on your social media, they can find it.
Absolutely.
Now, how does somebody like Tito get into the Wise Guy show?
Well, he's got to come down and
Do I have to change my name? Wait. Do I have to change a T to a V?
You may have to change your last name.
Change it to Tino.
Oh, no.
Ramirez.
No, Vito Ramiro.
No, Tino.
Oh, yeah. As long as you have a vowel at the end of your last name, you're okay.
I'm okay?
Yeah, you're
All
You
right.
got the AO down pat. So
Benny's
you're okay
good.
with
Benny's
this.
good.
Benny's good. Benny's good.
Yes.
Benny's
yes.
in.
Right, you're Irish,
I got
German.
automatically on a shot in hell.
I could do. I mean, I do better than you.
I think you do.
I can do.
Well, we can never share why you can do that accent, but you and I both laugh because we know. No.
I've been around it all my life, so.
Some things are a secret. We can't share
elaborate
that.
on that. Right.
Some things we can never, ever
Understand
talk
what I'm saying?
outside.
Yeah, I got it.
It doesn't leave this table.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't leave the room.
So, Biagio,
I'm known as Rettino Jantino. Yeah, I mean, that's
good.
And he's from Bay Ridge.
So you actually had the start with the bands performing live with all the audiences at the weddings and whatnot, and then you got onto some shows and other broadcasts and whatnot. Do you favor a certain party vibe, atmosphere, or appearance anywhere? I mean, I know that you did an appearance at the Brooklyn Cyclones game for
Yes.
Italian Heritage Month.
Yep.
I think maybe you've done some festivals or feasts, as we like to
I
call
do
it.
the San Gennaro Festival.
San
with Joe
Gennaro,
Clausen.
okay, very good.
That's a nice one.
And Gianni Russo and everybody.
Yes.
But I never see you over at Baby John's afterwards with all the guys.
Oh,
so like
after.
what, you go somewhere else?
I go to Jersey and get something to eat when I leave because there's too much traffic. There's so much. The lines are so long.
Yeah.
See, this is the deal, Jersey
San
guy.
Gennaro.
Jersey guy, this
You
is
got
the
to know
deal.
the right people. You know
Maybe
what I'm
that's
You
saying?
why.
got to go across the street. You got to go visit Ernie Lapori. Ernest, I'm sorry, he's all grown up now. You have to go to Ernest Lapori. You have to go to Ferrara's.
Ferrara's, I stopped.
You have to.
We stopped there.
And you no.
Had to get
And you
dinner.
got to go say hello to Ernest, who owns
Oh,
it
okay.
with his sisters Anna Marie and Adeline. And then you got to go around the corner. You got to go see the Cannoli King, Baby John. And you got to go have coffee there with everybody. And we're all good friends.
See?
This is where we all hang out. This is where you're
alone.
supposed to be.
We don't know.
You're not.
We're not. I'm not a
sorry,
New Yorker.
New Jersey man.
Tony Bega Donuts. You gotta stop.
No,
You gotta
there's
stop
like a
by.
whole.
You're probably right.
There's a whole network after you get off stage.
Okay.
You know, and then the meatball eating contest, and then the the cannolis and all the rest of that. You got to go and hang out in the other places.
That's what I'm
You
going
cannot
to do. We're
jet
going to do
over
this
to
year.
New Jersey.
It's September 17th, so I'll make sure we do it this year.
We need to make sure that we pump that feast because last year they suffered terribly.
Yes.
And the people who are the diehard neighborhood people who've stayed and have kept the restaurants open. I worked in one of the restaurants down there. And I was very fortunate because I spent my whole childhood basically in Little Italy. We have to help them. We have to bring all of the people who watch all of the shows. They must go support this feast because this feast must continue. Everything about what happens there is so integral to the history of New York City. They must continue this. It cannot just fall by the wayside because these guys have spent so much money cultivating their industry and their restaurants and making it such a family environment for people to come there. They can't just run away after they get off the stage and perform to New Jersey. They got to come and hang out. And you have a responsibility because now people know who you are.
Yep.
So you need to come and hang out.
By the way, she's not asking you.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I'll definitely.
I'm giving you an offer you
That's
can never
exactly
refuse.
what we do, believe it or not. And the Wise Guys are part of that. We go to all these different areas, whether it's Florida, because I did in Hallandale. They actually did a San Gennaro. They did a San Gennaro in Florida in March.
Do you realize when you go to Florida, you see everybody in the witness protection program there?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Seriously? I flew in with a friend of mine who passed away. We went to a restaurant, and it was like a one-hit wonder. She was just going in there, doing an appearance, and we were flying out. We said, we're hungry, we're going to go out. We go to a restaurant, we know them, forever. And all the guys who all of a sudden just disappeared like whispers in the night are just sitting at a table, and they're waving. And the waiter comes over and puts a bottle of Cristal on the table. And we look at each other, and we told the waiter, just leave it on the table, bring the food, put it here. One of us is going to get up, the other one's going to follow in a few minutes, and we're going out the kitchen. And we're never touching the food, we're not touching the alcohol. We can't take a picture with them, we're not waving to them. Yeah, and we snuck out through the kitchen.
Wow.
See what you're missing?
Yeah. It's the witness protection program of the world.
But that's what we do. We go to all these different, whether it's in Boston, different places in Jersey, Florida, Vegas, Arizona, and this is exactly what we do. We try to keep the Italian community, Italian American community together, because we're starting to see things have changed. The second or third generation, they're not even speaking Italian anymore. So that's why we came back.
Some of them don't even identify with it.
No,
anymore.
they don't. And their parents, second or third generation. So that's why we're doing a big push. And thank God we're getting the crowd. So our crowd, which you'll see when we do things, it could be from bringing their own kids, family, all the way to 89 years old. And we're basically doing all kinds of music for everyone to enjoy. The other thing I got involved with is a lot of the Italian artists from the 80s, when we were growing up, are actually reaching out to me now. So they're coming here. We're doing shows together. So we're doing shows at the Hard Rock. So I said hardcore. I was saying
that's a different video.
At the Trop, at the Borgata. So they're calling me because they're seeing that. Hey, we see what's going on there. Because these are bands that they don't even pay attention to in Italy anymore.
Right.
But people that immigrated here from Italy from the 70s and 80s, they love these.
There's a market out there.
Yes. Right. So they're coming to us. So they're actually reaching out to us. So we're doing like little tours here too.
I think that's
fantastic.
That's wonderful.
So we're bringing everything back.
Wonderful.
Do you have a favorite venue?
Pastels?
Pastels was really nice. Well, you know what? A lot of the casinos are really nice.
Right.
But I got to tell you, we went to, last week I was with Sal Valentinetti. I did a show in Utica.
The Voice.
And it was called Stanley Theater. It was beautiful. It reminded me of the St. George's Theater in Staten Island. Old school.
Beautiful.
There's some of these, theaters are beautiful.
Do you have a favorite drink?
It's water. I'm sorry. It's
water.
Perfect.
Water. You ever see what it does to your shoes?
From Poland? It's good.
It turns them up.
There you go.
Turns them off.
Water turns your shoes up. It ruins your shoes.
What shows do you have coming up?
We have a bunch of shows coming up. In June especially, we're doing a Toto a Day, which again, it's an Italian festival outdoor. We're doing something with Fran Jolie.
She is such a doll, and she's a close friend of all of ours. Yes.
Yeah. So we've done shows with Alicia.
Another
things from
sweetheart.
the '80s. Lime.
Oh, Joy and Rob. Are you kidding me?
Great
Oh my
people.
goodness.
Great band.
So we have a lot of different things. We're doing something at the Montclair Country Club.
That's a beautiful venue.
Yes, we're doing something there. So there's a lot of shows coming up. I have a couple of shows coming up with Sal Valentinetti too in Boston. And we're traveling all over with these Italian acts coming over here as well.
Do you ever get to sing with Giada Valenti?
No.
She's wonderful.
She's good.
Yes.
She's wonderful.
Most of the singers that are coming from Italy are coming directly from Italy.
That's great.
So those are the bigger shows we're doing. And again, these are like big acts like Massimo Ranieri, Pupa. I know some people, the Italian audience is going to know who they are.
Did you have the opportunity to sing in Italy?
I was supposed to, then COVID hit. Believe it or not.
Jeez.
We were going to do a tour 2 months, actually.
Wow.
2 months.
They
we were
do
going to hit everywhere.
amazing shows in the little towns where you sit in the middle of the center of the town. And 5,000 people all of a sudden arrive, and it's amazing.
Absolutely right.
Amazing.
And I don't even know how. Believe it or not, this is what they do. My town has about 7,000 people. One town tries to outdo another town. And what they do is raise money every week, like $5 from every person, and they get these big acts. And you're right.
Yeah,
and,
they
and
charge
it's August,
you big
August.
for
It's Fed
everybody.
August.
Yeah.
It's Fed August, they call it there. Everybody's on vacation in Italy in August.
That's great.
Everybody just shuts down.
I have to
Angela
say-
Venuto, you do work with Angela?
Yeah, I've done a
we
lot
love
of stuff with
Angela.
Angela.
And Maria.
No, in fact, we had Angel Venuto.
Yep.
That night with them both,
Pastel.
yes.
Yeah, we had
That's
good
right.
Italian.
But we've done other stuff too at Angela Ghazi, the resorts. In New York, we did a couple of events there
Very
as well. Yeah.
But those little towns throughout, when you get out of the big cities and you start hitting these little towns that are absolutely incredible, there's really no reason, I mean, the last time I was in Italy, the only reason why we went to Florence was to find a doctor for my friend who got bit by a bee and had an allergic reaction.
Oh, wow.
And I sent my husband like in the dead of the night. I'm like, you need to go to an American or a Japanese hotel that has a doctor on staff because she's going to die. There's no place to take care of her. And we were in San Gimignano, right?
Yeah.
And we went specifically to go to a show. And we spent 10 days so that we could go to the show and everything. And it was incredible. And we've done that before, but that is an experience unto itself. It was just almost life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really feel like you're so far away from home, you're never coming back, and then you get back on the plane to land in JFK, and you're like, and I'm a true New Yorker, so I love seeing JFK.
Well, I'll tell you, when I go to Italy, because I have family there as well, I stay there for 2 weeks. I eat like
a king. Yeah.
I don't gain a pound.
Good for you.
Why?
Because the food is clean.
The food is clean.
Fresh, yes.
Well,
Plus, we're walking a lot more.
Yes.
But yet my cousin will come here for 10 days and he gains 10 pounds. So I don't know what we have in
Because
our
we
food.
drive to the mailbox here.
Is that what it is?
But you're not a wine guy? You don't like wine?
I
or-
drink wine once, with my meal.
Okay.
But it's like a half a glass of wine. Yeah. My father
Because
still
it's an
makes it.
everyday staple.
I know, I drink it every day.
No, I mean, it's an everyday staple that it doesn't become such a,
Well,
it just
the thing
complements
I
your
want
meal.
to say for the audience that's watching that I don't know what it is, but by you guys forcing all these different things and making demands, somebody made a demand and stopped off Facebook completely. I mean, the Facebook show is not on right now.
I know, isn't that
It's just
crazy?
you
We
must
were
have
up
made
to-
a phone call and say, I'm going to mention some things, take us off Facebook. But
No,
for
wait.
people watching the show after the fact, when it airs on CTV, there's a technical difficulty that they're trying to work out right now. So we didn't chop you guys over Facebook, and I'm sure they're working
we
on it as we
completely
speak.
lost the feed from
Oh, you
Facebook.
did?
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
wow, okay.
Yeah, you made an offer and they just took it off. I don't know what happened.
It had to be something you said, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Somebody made a phone call and took us off Facebook.
Maybe it's because we didn't invite
wow.
Facebook to go to Italy with us to go
That might
see
be
your
what it
show.
is.
Funny.
But are you going to rebook the show in?
Yeah, we
were
were
you going to go to Naples to go perform?
I
or
was going to do Sicily, Naples, Capri, Sorrento.
Nice.
Because I also have family there.
Right.
So they were, besides the acts.
Ischia.
Ischka's beautiful. It's an island.
I'm a great baggage handler.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's what my family's from.
Oh, really? Ischka's beautiful. So we were going to do it this year, but thank God we booked so many events.
Right.
So we're going to do it for next year.
Wonderful.
We're going to try it for next year. Yeah.
Listen, just throwing it out there to the three of you, not you because you're going to be there already. We can always put this show on the road and go take a road trip.
Listen,
Oh,
That's
there you
what
go.
that's what the wise guys wanted to plan on doing. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
somebody has a house there that he's got to fix anyway. He says, you know what, we're going to go because we're all planning on going next year. He goes, let's do a live feed from there. So that's great.
That'll be great.
That's a good idea.
Well, the good news is the live feed on Facebook is back.
Oh, it just came back on.
came back on.
So
Do me a
something must have
favor.
happened.
Walk back on again. We're going to
Let's start all over again, Biagio.
The only thing I can tell you guys that if we go and we do a road trip there, and you're never going to want to come home, but you got to be careful of driving. Did you figure it out? Oh, the tickets that follow
Not only
you back
that,
to America.
I haven't seen an auto body shop there because when you get in an accident there,
That's it, done.
it's done.
Well,
There's no auto body
you can't
shops.
speak about it. It's
You
over.
can't. It's over. It's right. They're not defensive drivers.
Right.
There's no
No.
such thing as
They're offensive drivers.
That's it.
I didn't realize that I didn't have the sticker on the rent-a-car. And I don't know, we were home for probably 10 days. And all of a sudden, these tickets started following me back.
Oh, wow.
And my husband's looking at them, and they tell you, you know, if you don't pay them within a certain amount of time, you could be arrested when you come across, you know.
Wow.
And Italy's part of the EU, so no matter where you go,
right,
you're going to get locked up. I'm like, what?
That's scary.
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Scary.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's the only thing.
Yeah, you have to watch when you're driving there, and you have to watch. I mean, it's like any big town where the tourists are there, Rome, Sorrento, Capri. You know, you got to watch yourself, just like everything.
I'm going to ask if we do actually want to do this and go. Book a show near
might
the
as well
Prada
come.
outlet, please. One of the outlets, you know, like so we can like tag team the show and go to the outlet.
Book it by the winery.
No, but I'm saying if you're going to come,
Winery,
if
the
you're
outlets.
if you're really coming to Italy, we might as well do the show together with the Wise Guy show. We're going
let's do
anyway.
it. How about
We're going
Jersey?
anyway.
We'll meet you in Jersey. How's that?
Okay.
Why?
We'll meet in Jersey.
I'll get you on a plane. Come on now. Get you on a plane.
Definitely.
So,
Yes.
so you're going to sing for us tonight?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I understand that he sings so great that even the frog in his throat does a striptease. That's how great he sings.
There's no comeback for that. Yeah,
I don't
no
know what to
comeback.
say.
Don't say that.
Say nothing.
The frog in his throat does a striptease. Is
That's
that
how
what it was?
sexy he
That's
sings.
funny.
That's how
You're
sexy he sings.
hysterical.
Phenomenal.
That is funny.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to sing?
Well, I picked 3 songs. Again, all the songs I do, other than Love Is in the Air, I just change a little bit, which is one of them I'm doing. All the songs I do is taking either something that was a ballad, whether it's Italian or an English song, and adding a beat to it, whether it's a reggaeton beat, whether it's a dance beat. I just change everything around. So basically, I don't do karaoke tracks. Like a lot of people just grab a karaoke and sing.
Right.
So I have my own producer, Giuseppe D, so I'll give him a shout out. Do you know Giuseppe
Oh,
D?
yes.
All right,
Great
so he
DJ.
works with, he
Great
works with a lot of my
producer.
stuff, great producer. And we work together, and thank God, you know, we've did some good music people enjoy. And we had fun. We did a song, I don't know if I did it that night. Remember that song from the 80s, Shut Up Your Face?
Yes,
Yes,
you did.
So I redid that song, almost as a joke, but it went really well. It did really well in Germany, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Isn't that
That's
funny?
Great. That's great.
And we just put a dance beat onto it. We just changed the song a little bit. We put a dance beat onto it, but everybody likes What's the Matter You. Hey, shut up your face.
sure.
They love it.
All right. Well, I would love for you to share
Absolutely.
your beautiful
Thank
voice
you.
and talent with our viewers.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's
Thank
going to
you.
be special.
Thank you.
So while he's getting ready, we should do some shout-outs. We got a bunch of people out there. I see Glenn Chichiri, that is the mix master himself. Dee Savino, of course. Mujer Roja, that is Opal. I love my
do
buddy
that
Opal.
so well.
Oh, my God.
Jody, of course, I see. Alyssa Rose. Hi, Alicia. How we doing? Petey Cuomo's out there with us. And I see Joe Brooklari, Brooklyn Joe. Joanne Bichetta. Bobby Curcio, another man with a great voice.
Hi, Bobby.
Maria Esposito. How we doing, Maria? Robin Sue says thank you for coming back on. We were off for a very short moment, but we're back.
I love Robin.
Yeah,
we
Robin's
need to have
cool.
her come on the show to talk about her
bartending
her
days.
time at the Brown Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Are we ready?
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it. As a matter of fact, I'm looking so much forward to this because.
Want to turn?
Let me tell you something. If he sang when they painted Mona Lisa, she'd be smiling today.
That's right. Ladies and
Who writes this
gentlemen,
material?
he writes his own, doesn't he?
Jesus.
He comes up with a song. I don't know where he gets it from.
That's great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Biagio Benevenga.
Grazie mille. So this song is Corimato from Little Tony from Italy, and I changed the words a little bit and the beat. Il cuore matto che ti segue ancora, e giorno e notte pensa solo a te, e non riesco a farmi mai capire che tu vuoi bene a un altro, non a me. Il cuore matto, matto delle gare, che credo ancora che tu pensa a me. Non è convinto che sei andata via, che mi hai lasciato e non ritornerai. Dimmi la verità, e forse capirà, perché la verità tu non l'hai detto mai. Il cuore è matto che ti vuole bene e ti perdona tutto quel che fai, ma prima o poi lo sai che guarirà. Lo perderai, così lo perderai. Cuore matto. Little Tony's the Elvis Presley of Italy, if anybody wants to know. So the song has a little heartbeat to it. Dimmi la verità, e forse capirà, perché la verità tu non l'hai detto mai. Il cuore matto che ti vuole bene e ti perdona tutto quel che fai, ma prima o poi lo sai che guarirà. Lo perderai, così lo perderai. Il cuore matto, chi ti vuole bene. Il cuore matto, matto da legare. Il cuore matto, chi ti vuole bene. Il cuore matto, matto da legare. Thank you. So that was Little Tony's song. Like I said, he's like an Elvis Presley imitator.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So this is Cuore matto again. I think we're doing the next song. There we go. It's okay. There we go. This is Love is in the Air. We changed the beat very little. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around. Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in. And it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, in the whisper of the trees. Love is in the air, in the thunder of the sea. And I don't know if I'm just dreaming, don't know if I feel sane, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when you call out my name. Love is in the air, love is in the air. Whoa, 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 whoa. Love is in the air, in the rising of the sun. Love is in the air, when the day is nearly done. And I don't know if you're an illusion, don't know if I see it true, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I reach out for you. Love is in the air, everywhere I look around.
Love is in the air, every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air, love is in the air. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, love is in the air, love is in the air. Whoa. Thank you. Thank you. So we felt love in the air. So this next song we're doing is from Alice Cooper, which was a rock star, right? And it was called, this is it right here. It's okay. You can start it up. Beautiful song from Alice Cooper. You and Me, it's called. So I changed the beat. Hopefully you enjoy it. Here we go. Get home from work, I wanna wrap myself around you. I wanna take you and squeeze you till the passion starts to rise. I wanna take you to heaven, that would make my day complete. You and me ain't no movie stars, what we are is what we are. We share a bed, some loving, and TV, yeah. And that's enough for a working man. What I am is what I am. And I tell you, babe, well, that's enough for me. Sometimes when you're asleep and I'm just staring at the ceiling, I wanna reach out and touch you, but you just go on dreaming. If I could take you to heaven, that would make my day complete. You and me ain't no movie stars, what we are is what we are. We share a bed, some loving, and TV, yeah. And that's enough for a working man. What I am is what I am. And I tell you, babe, well, that's enough for me. Stars, what we are is what we are. We share a bed, some loving, and TV, yeah. And that's enough for a working man. What I am is what I am. And I'll tell you, babe, well, that's enough for me. Thank you. Hope you enjoy the music. Thank you.
Comment.
Jesus.
What a beautiful
and
job.
lights and everything. Yes,
Oh, good. Thank you.
Man,
absolutely blowing up.
you sing so beautifully. You should
Thank you.
have guided tours of your throat. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Wow.
But I just enjoy. Hang on. I just enjoy doing music that people enjoy, listening to, clapping to, and we get the audience involved. It's all about having fun.
I'll
That's
tell
all it
you,
is.
they're involved right now. I
The
can tell you
last
that.
song you just did, that was Giuseppe D. You did the remix on that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We worked together.
Yeah,
Wow,
that was
that's
nice.
So I actually played keyboards too because I was in the band. So
Right.
we actually worked together and we put
Change the whole arrangement.
Would you be able to get that song, let's say, on iTunes or anything?
You have Spotify, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was a great
really great, yeah.
remix.
Oh, you liked it?
I loved it.
That's
I
good.
really did. I
Because a lot of
loved it.
people don't know the song.
I never forgot.
Did you know as a
No,
ballad?
Big
Yeah, it's a
song.
big
As a
song.
ballad, it
I
was
didn't know
yeah,
that.
As a
tremendous,
ballad,
yeah.
it was
I
huge.
wasn't a big rock head back in the day. I don't know how.
Well, you know what's
That was
funny?
a top 40 hit in
Yeah.
the
Was it?
70s.
It's
Absolutely.
like Kiss, their biggest song was Beth.
Okay.
Right.
Like, who would think that?
Right.
The ballad was their biggest song.
Right.
I think his big song was School's Out. School's
Right.
Out,
Right.
or something. That was his
Yeah,
big song.
absolutely. Yes.
That was awesome. Well, and Giuseppe D, he's been around, I mean, I know him for like 20 years.
Yeah,
been
he's doing a lot of
music.
stuff.
Good
He
for
works
him.
with a lot of different, you
Is
know.
he still on Long Island?
He's actually in Jersey, West New York.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He may have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's originally from Florida.
Well, Biagio, I got to tell you, I can
Thank you.
honestly understand what Tom Jones went through in his prime. Because when he was on stage, the women used to go crazy. You just sang 3 songs, and the comments are just
Oh, thank you.
mind-boggling. I got to tell you, we went from 25 views to over 300
Oh, wow.
in 3 songs.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're
Fantastic.
enjoying the music.
They are having a
course.
great
They
time.
enjoy the music.
The crowd is enjoying it. They're
That's
really
good.
loving it. I really got to
Thank
say,
you.
you did a wonderful job.
The viewers were on originally, and then when we got bounced off, you know,
Yeah,
they had
they
to come
took
up.
all
they
before
probably
they
So
did, yeah.
it must have. I mean, the
Well,
viewers were
Facebook
high
plays,
originally.
Yeah, there's different things going on.
But as soon as she started singing, I guess it was sort of like the telephone game. Somebody
Oh,
must have
they
said,
said-
yeah, they go
"He's
right away."
singing," and they just all jumped on at one moment, you know?
Exactly what happened.
Yes.
So I hear your son is a DJ.
Yes, my son DJs. He went right into. Well, you know what? When I had the band, he would always come around with us.
Okay.
That's good.
So he learned the music, and the funniest thing is, all my kids know all the Italian music because they heard me playing.
So
But he does all this crazy
How old
stuff.
is your son? He does the.
He's 24.
So he does the EDM music.
Yes. How'd you
Yes.
know? He does the hyperglow. I don't know if you know what this
Oh
thing
yeah,
is.
of course.
That's what he does.
That's great.
He's the main guy, but he travels all over the place.
Good
He
for
was going to
him.
go to Asia like 2 years ago. Where do you think you're going?
Oh, you said.
So I'm going
Poor
to Asia.
kid.
Here he had his bags packed, and you said no
Yeah,
way.
Where are you going? He goes, I mean, he goes to California. He's going to Florida, wherever they have these
That's great,
events.
though. Come on,
New
that's-
Hampshire. You know, here he drives. But when he starts taking flights, I go.
Yeah, of course. And your daughter's a dancer.
My daughter, because I have 2 dancers with me. One of them dances with me.
That's-
yes,
that's great,
She's
though.
actually a school teacher.
Oh, that's
that's
awesome.
She's a school
Wonderful.
teacher, but she also teaches dance.
That's
so,
great.
But the funniest thing is, she'll tell you, I always dreamed of, back in, somebody popular. She goes, I never thought I'd dance for my father.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, well,
Justin Bieber or somebody. She's
Right,
like, I'm
right.
dancing for my dad.
well, with the
all in
following
the
that you
family.
have, she's going to get some notoriety as
Yeah, I
well.
guess.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But she has fun. It's like I said, we do it to have fun.
That's it.
If
So,
you can't enjoy yourself, what you're doing, it's not worth
Yes.
doing.
Absolutely.
And it shows because you can see that you really love what you do.
Yeah,
It's
thank
a
you.
true passion.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
You're
we
welcome.
enjoyed doing it. But thanks so much for having me here, too. I really appreciate
Biagio,
it.
thank you. Thank you. I know you're very busy. I mean, you're like.
Well, I'm always driving. That's about
No,
it.
as a matter of fact, you just got back from Boston.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
in Boston today.
Jesus.
So
And yet-
speaking of being busy, they want to know what do you have coming up next?
Well, June 4th, I'm actually in New York. I'm trying to remember the...
Juniper?
Where?
Juniper.
Juniper.
That's it. Juniper.
I read your mind.
Oh, that was pretty
It's a
good.
phenomenon that I have.
Yeah. They're doing Festa da Repubblica in Juniper, I guess, Village, whatever it's called.
Okay.
Juniper Park.
Okay.
Then the weekend after, that's June 11th, is Totowa Day. That's
Totowa,
Totowa Day.
Jersey.
Wow, okay.
That's
Okay.
we're back in New Jersey. June 18th, I think, is a private. I know I have something there. And June 26th is with Frangioly at the Fairfield.
Very
that's in New
nice.
Jersey.
New
as
Jersey.
well.
Oh, that's
Very
wonderful.
nice.
Yeah, that's with Frangioly. We're doing it. We have the Uncle Louie comedy show too. I don't know if you know those guys.
Sure, sure.
They're part of it too, so we're doing a bunch of stuff. I do a lot with Eugene. Do you know Eugene from Rise
oh
from
my God.
Chicago?
Talk about a voice.
Eugene,
I mean,
Is-
Benny, great voice on this. I mean, he does a lot of
he does the promos for the
yes,
radios and
yes.
Wow, that's great.
and Joe Corsey will be there too with us.
Who's John? I never heard of him.
He's new? Is that a new guy? Somebody new?
Joe called you.
That's on the
Joe.
26th. He'll be with us as well.
Joe's the best.
He's good people.
He's such a good
Great
person.
guy. Great guy.
Yes.
So tell everybody where they could find you on social media platforms. and whatnot.
BiagioMusica.com. BiagioMusica. BiagioMusica.com or BiagioB@gmail.com.
And on
appreciate it.
Facebook,
Facebook.
Are you
It's
in it?
Blaise Biagio Benevenga, which is a long name.
are you on Instagram?
I have Instagram as Biagio Musica. I asked my kids to help me with this.
They won't help you.
No. I said, help me with the.
That's typical now.
Help me
With
do
all
this.
the
Help me do
social
that.
media.
They're
Yeah.
great at it. You know, they take two seconds.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
take half an hour.
right.
So I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, believe me, I know the feeling because I just graduated from a flip phone to an iPhone.
Oh, did you?
So now, my flip phone just got sent to the museum.
That is funny. That is funny.
Oh, look at you in the Smithsonian domain.
I made the
Okay, now.
Smithsonian.
That
I'm
is
very
great.
happy.
That is great.
No, but I think that's great. So, and they can also, you're weekly, every other week with the Wise Guys?
Yeah, in fact, they'll be on tomorrow night.
Okay.
They'll be on tomorrow night.
And you got something coming up with you, correct? Or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a private party.
Oh, that's
Okay.
the one I was talking about, right? June 18th was. That's why I said it's
Yeah,
a private
sure.
party. It's a
Can't elaborate
private
on that.
All right, listen.
And before the
Gotta play the
feast,
part.
maybe you'll come back on the show and we'll talk
Yeah,
about the
because we're
feast.
doing, the San Gennaro was the big one. I got to tell you, though, there was one in Florida, in Hallandale, which was unbelievable. This gentleman named Anthony Palmisano, who lives in Rhode Island, he's done this feast in Vegas all these years. He did it on March. I forgot the date we had, but Angela was there. We had a bunch of people. There had to be 20,000 people.
Wow.
I believe that.
That's
It
big.
was huge. He needs, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 120 acres just, not for the parking, just to have this whole feast with all the,
That's huge.
yeah,
That's huge.
and all the different people that were there, the food and all over there. Some of people from Jersey. They were driving back. They were driving down to Florida.
Was
'Cause
it
I guess
the
it's that
Lucy
busy.
truck? Did you have the Lucy truck?
The Lucy truck?
Yeah,
He's from
Lucy's-
Jersey. He won't
Yeah,
know.
what is it? What's the Lucy truck?
Stop it, you went to
He's
the
from
San Gennaro
Jersey, he
feast. He knows. Lucy sausages.
Lucy sausages.
Oh, is that what it is? Lucy's.
I'm going to have a heart attack. Okay, listen, this is how it's going to go.
I don't
You're going
believe
to
it
do
or not.
your shtick.
Believe it or not, I don't eat sausage because I don't want the pork.
No pork on your fork?
No, I don't eat the pork.
Okay. So,
So let me ask you another,
Somebody in the gallery
So let me
thought
ask you
that was
another question then. Is it gravy or is it sauce?
Oh, sauce, 100%.
okay, so
beautiful.
100%
this
for me.
year, during the feast, you're never going to find your car. I'm going to have them take your car. It's going to be...
Well, I will burn.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you do with that?
I'm going to drag you around.
I don't want traffic.
And you got to go through the stands. You got to eat like a real New Yorker, like a real person from Little Italy. Maybe you're going to have a little pork on your fork,
Okay,
a little
I'll
bit.
try it. I really don't eat-
Is it a religious
seriously?
reason why?
No, not at all.
Why?
I just thought pork was never, like, even me as an Italian, I don't eat fish.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Oh,
I thought I was the only one. Oh, Biagio.
I'm not even going there.
Oh, beautiful. Speaking of
And it
food,
is a family show.
I'm not going there.
speaking of food, Guy Talvey says to say hello. Guy
Guy's
Talvey
a
from
great
Rock in the
guy.
Kitchen.
Rock in the
Yeah, Guy
Kitchen.
Talvey.
Guy's out there. He's one of our.
and Brooklyn Joe just said,
Brooklyn Joe, yeah.
shout out to Brooklyn Joe.
Brooklyn Joe.
Brooklyn Joe, he's a big fan. As a matter of fact, he
people,
was
good
part of the
people.
promotion when we had you at Pastels. He's one of the promoters that, hey,
He's also responsible for the upkeep of my face.
Yeah,
Love
he
you,
does.
Chuck.
Good people.
Yes.
Good people. Yeah, so I just pastas, chicken, everything else, fruits and all that
Don't
stuff.
worry, I'm going to break
But
you
pork,
of all
for
of
some
this.
reason, I was always scared they didn't cook it well, or they burnt the heck out of it. So I'm like, why am I eating this?
well, hold on. Do you cook though? Do you cook?
Do I? Yeah, well, on the grill.
Barbecue.
So
That's the
do
easy
you
way
trust
out.
your wife when she cooks? She trusts her?
Yes, yes,
So
absolutely.
she cooks a nice pork dinner, you won't eat it.
I live on my street is my mom and dad. We all live within a house
Walking
apart of
distance.
each other.
Right.
The whole block holds 14 houses. 7 other houses of ours.
Wow.
So if I don't like what my wife cooks,
You just
I
go
go by
next
my
door.
mom. Very simple.
Who's got it better than you?
Right.
And when I go by my mom, she says, "What do you want?" She didn't-
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. I'll make for you.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mom always does that.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome.
Life is good for you.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Just a mama being a mama.
That's it. Exactly.
Beautiful.
Exactly.
So what time will she have food on the table? 'Cause
Every Sunday it's 2 o'clock.
we might just
That's
follow
why
you
you guys
back.
eat, the Italians eat at
2
2
o'clock.
o'clock.
Well, 2 is the appetizers. 3
Yeah,
o'clock.
Okay.
The pasta comes out.
Yeah.
the meatballs that didn't make it into the sauce.
That's right.
The fried meatballs on the counter.
But you're banished
You just
to the
don't pick.
basement. How do you even find the meatballs that didn't make it into the sauce? Your wife doesn't even let you near.
Oh, forget no.
So-
My mother used to, the dish, I mean, if there was only 8, 10, 12 having dinner, there was enough for 40. So you just go and you eat them like cookies.
That's the stuff you miss. He's right. That's beautiful.
My
You have the
girlfriend, I
whole
grew up
table,
in her
everybody's
house.
eating
They were
together.
all Italian, and everybody in her house would try to steal. And the mother would hit each one of them with the wooden spoon. Great memories.
Oh,
She
geez.
never hit me, never yelled at me.
Right.
And I would go in the kitchen, I would look at her, and I'd be like, Mrs. T, that smells really good. And she'd go, shh, don't tell anybody. She'd sneak me a meatball.
Yeah.
Then I'd go visit her grandmother on the second floor of the house, and her grandmother had, her stockpile. She'd go, shh, don't tell anybody, and she would feed me.
Right.
Then I'd go visit her grandfather, and the grandfather, shh, don't tell anybody. By the time dinner came,
were
I was like,
full.
I'm not hungry. And they'd look at me like, what's wrong with you?
The girl doesn't eat.
Yeah, she doesn't eat. Look at her. Meanwhile, everybody was feeding me meatballs.
You were so skinny.
Yeah, I was. That's why they were trying to shove food. But the Torgrosa house had the same thing like Vinny Modugno. The two family styles are really similar, where the mother, Vinny's mother, and my girlfriend Maria's mother, we said made perfume. There's no gravy, there's no sauce, there's none of that. That was perfume. She smelled of it all week long, and it was a lovely smell. And when you went over to her, you just couldn't help but wanting to hug her and just envelop that smell. And both of those women, amazing women. Yeah, so
That's great.
It's not gravy, it's not sauce, it's perfume.
So you don't do the holidays with the 7 fishes and all that?
Oh, they have to.
Well, no, they do. We just don't eat.
I don't
Just don't
eat
eat
it.
it.
We don't eat it.
Okay. I don't eat it. Just stand in the corner and sing.
Bacalao and
Yes,
everything
yes.
there, but I just say, okay, next course, I'll wait.
That's funny. My wife is not Italian, and at 1 year for Christmas Eve, 9 months pregnant with my second son.
Wow.
And my mother made the fried bacalao, with the tray, and put the tray in front of Donna, my wife, and she was sitting and she was eating the bacalao. She ate the whole tray. My father was ecstatic. My mother was so happy. She was just eating the bacalao like it was, like it was cookies.
To her,
Enjoyed
That's
it. Really enjoyed it.
no, to her it was like pickles and ice cream at the time.
I know, but she went to town with it.
I can't eat.
So what was in the water between you and my husband? Because I'm not Italian either. And you and Steve married 2 girls who are not Italian.
Yeah, well,
Even though everybody thinks I am, and I'm like, you mistake.
They always say you marry
no,
your
it's
best
Brooklyn.
friend.
It's Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. I wear Brooklyn on my sleeve. It's part of my DNA.
Yeah, but you make Polish look good.
Right. But like you said before, you
My
were
mother,
best friends
I'm European. Well, my mom is from Spain, so Spain, Italy, and my
friends are
father's
from
English
Spain,
and French.
too.
So it's all European.
Well, folks, that's a wrap for tonight. And I got to tell you, I had a wonderful time. I'm sure everybody else did. Love the stories. Love the singing. Biagio Benevenga, world-renowned Italian singer. We had a real nice time tonight. It really was a great show. So, folks, make sure you tune us in next Tuesday as we have author and rock and roll chef, Mr. Johnny Chow. He is the personal chef, was the personal chef of the one and only Mr. Michael Jackson. So make sure you lock it in next week and hang with us again, and we'll have another great show.
Oh, let's go. Keep hitting them. As unpredictable as leapfrogging a cactus. Never know what you're going to get.